Beauty from YNC Comics, and today we have a very special episode. We are going to talk about Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 1. This is the last season of the show. So I'm really sad, but I'm so excited because we get to see Jon Snow. So let's get started. Before I talk about the show, I wanted to show you the comic books that came out. And I have here Game of Thrones. This is A Clash of Kings, A Song of Ice and Fire, and this is book 2. Because these are based on the books, there is actually a collection of books that tells you the whole story. And this is number 1. And as you can see, I have 2 different covers because, well, I collect comic books. Alright, so there you have the comic books. Now let's talk about what happened in episode 1. First of all, the story starts right where it left off on season 6, where Lord Walder Frey is having dinner with his guests and his family and all these people that serve him. And he's giving them a speech and thanking them, but reality strikes and it is not Lord Walder Frey, it's actually Arya. And she has come and killed everybody. She pretty much poisoned everyone through the wine and left only one person alive. And the reason why she left that person alive is because she wants to make sure that she spreads fear, and she tells them, let them know that the North was responsible for this. Let's move on. She goes and she's on her way to the south to Queen Cersei. But on the way, she finds soldiers. She finds Lannister soldiers. And this is a cameo. If you do not know or you didn't catch it, there's a cameo there in one of the soldiers. Ed Sheeran comes out singing, and he is actually singing a pretty cool song. They talk about family and what they want in the future, and they invite Arya to eat with them. But little do they know that her whole plan is to kill the queen. And she tells them that, and they laugh at her. They don't take her serious. But it's okay. What do you think is gonna happen? Is she gonna kill them? We'll find out in next show. Alright, let's talk about the Night King. He is here. Winter is here. And remember, in Game of Thrones, the seasons last longer than anything that we know. We don't know how long winter has gone. But the king is here, and the wall has to be ready to fight them. Alright, so that's what's going on. And in this season, in this episode, we got to see the giants, everyone that is now part of the White Walkers. It's pretty crazy. I wonder if we're gonna see any of the crazy creatures that they talk about in the books as well. Alright, but he gets to the wall. We get to the wall now. The wall has to be ready because the White Walkers are gonna get there first. Before the White Walkers, we see Bran making it to the wall, and he gets welcomed by Ed. He gets welcomed, but he's not really welcome. They don't want to let him in, except that he has visions, remember? So he tells him, who are you guys? The wildlings? What are you guys? And he starts telling him, Bran starts telling him his past and tells him, I know you've seen the White Walkers. And well, oh, you know my past, you've seen visions, you're important. Come in, please. Come in, walk in, tell us all you've seen. And that's what we see about the wall. Now, let's get to Jon Snow, my favorite part of the whole show. Yes, that was my favorite part. We get to see Jon Snow being the leader and uniting the North, because they have to be united in order to fight and defeat the White Walkers. But in the middle of the unification of the families, his sister Sansa actually questions his leadership and tells him that they should punish those that actually betray the family in Bolton. And he doesn't want to do that. He actually wants to forgive the past sins of the fathers and really just unite the families. And he does so. He does not fight his sister, but he does say, this is my final decision and this is what we're going to do. And they get united and move on. But meanwhile, we have Tormund stand up. He's a wildling, and he says, don't worry, I will go to the east. I will go to the east and I will fight there and be ready there, because when the White Walkers get there, we will be ready to fight. So that's pretty cool to see that they have united and they are all standing by Jon Snow. Of course, Littlefinger is singing in the background, enjoying the fact that Sansa and Jon Snow don't agree on everything. And Sansa does not like Littlefinger, but she knows that somehow his friendship or her friendship with him will be key to destroying Queen Cersei, and that's one of the reasons why Sansa is still friends with him. Not so much because she likes him. Now let's get to Queen Cersei. The first thing we get to see of her is of the map of the Seven Kingdoms at her feet. And in reality, that's exactly how she sees herself. All the kingdoms are for grabs. So she is looking at this map and she is saying, guess what, this is for me. But her brother reminds her of the cruel reality. She has nothing but enemies, so she needs allies if she wants to conquer the Seven Kingdoms. And surprise, behold, she has a plan for that. And here comes Euron with a whole fleet of ships coming to her, asking her to marry him, and in exchange he will put his army to her feet. And well, she declines the proposal, but he does promise her to bring her a gift, and he says that that gift will be so great that she will have no choice but to accept his proposal of marriage. And in reality, they're a lot alike, so more than likely they'll get married. Alright, now let's get to the Citadel, where we see one of our favorite characters. I love him. Samuel is here now, and he is really trying to be a maester. Remember, that's really his goal and his vision. But right now, he's in the Citadel, and we get this scene that at some point gets gross. Well, at least it grosses me out. I have to cover my eyes. Where they are eating and he's cleaning, and they're eating, and at the end of the day, it seems like they go back and forth in that scene. It looks like they're eating what they're cooking. So it looks pretty gross. But anyway, his whole point is that he wants to get access to the secret library, the library of secret knowledge. Because in this part of the library, he will find the way to defeat the White Walkers. That's the only reason why he went to the Citadel in the first place. And yes, he does get to the secret area. He finds a way to get in there, and he finds the information he's looking for. And he finds the dragon glass. And in this piece in the book, he finds that the dragon glass is the only thing that can defeat the White Walkers. Why is that so important? Because he found a dragon glass, and he was able to kill a White Walker with that. So now he needs to notify Jon Snow where to find the dragon glass, which is in Dragon Mountain. So he needs to get the word out to Jon Snow and get ready to defeat the White Walkers. But before we get to that, we also get to see a little bit of Jorah Mormont. I don't know if you remember him, but he was infatuated with the Queen of Dragons, Daenerys. He's in love with her, but he had to go away because he had a disease. I think it's leprosy. They haven't said what it is, but I think it's leprosy. And we see him in the Citadel in a wall, like kind of like a jail. And he just takes out his hand, and Samuel is really scared of him. He doesn't want to get sick, so he backs up. But we get to see that, and he asks, is the Queen of Dragons here yet? Because he knows that she's coming. So he says, no, not yet, and we move on. That's the only scene, the only like 30 seconds we get to see of him, his hand. All right, now let's go back to the one scene we get to see the Hound. The Hound never really believed in anything. He's kind of like roaming around in the world, but now he is back with a group, and they get to a place where he once was before, and he gets to see this family that he once killed. But he sees a fire, and in the fire he starts seeing visions, and through the visions that he sees in the fire, he becomes a believer, and now he will unite in the fight that is coming, in the war that is coming, and fight for among the men. So all right, we get to see that he becomes a believer. Now, let's get to the biggest part or the most important part of this show. That was seeing Queen Daenerys arriving to her town. She arrived to Westeros, and remember, she was born in Westeros. She was born during a storm, and she's now coming back. She left as a baby, so now she's coming back as a grown woman, powerful, with armies to her feet, and she's coming back during a storm as well. That is pretty cool. The first thing she does is touch the sand. It's really trying to become one with her people, with her town. She remembers this is her. And as she comes into the castle, we get to see all the things that are dragon-like. We get to see the dragons in the walls. It's pretty cool and pretty neat. But we also get to see something really important. She also has a map of the 7 kingdoms, and she doesn't have them at her feet. If you look at it, it's on a table. She has it at a hand's grab. What does that mean? Is she more powerful than Cersei? We see 2 queens with a map of the 7 kingdoms, and she says, when she's looking at the maps and she's looking at her kingdom, she says, "Shall we begin?" She asked that question. This is pretty cool because we know that war is coming. Stay tuned. Queen Cersei is afraid of Daenerys because her brother Tyrion, if you don't remember him, was despised by the Lannisters. They kicked him out of the city, and here he is, the right hand of Queen of Dragons. So she has an advantage. She knows a lot about the Lannisters because of that. Well, stay tuned. A lot of things are gonna happen in this season. It is the last season of Game of Thrones, but rumor has it that there will be spin-offs of this show. So don't stay glued to the TV, but stay connected, my friends. Follow the story. Don't forget to subscribe to YNC Comics. We're gonna talk a lot about more the comic books of the Clash of Kings, as well as the show Game of Thrones. Hasta luego.